Hansel and Gretel, a tale of courage and cleverness. Once upon a time, in a small cottage by the edge of a dark forest, lived a poor woodcutter, his two children, Hansel and Gretel, and their cruel stepmother. Times were tough, and the family barely had enough food to eat. One evening, the stepmother whispered to the woodcutter, "We must leave the children in the forest. It's the only way we'll survive." The woodcutter was heartbroken, but too weak to refuse. Hansel and Gretel overheard the plan and stayed awake, hatching a plan of their own. Hansel slipped outside and gathered shiny white pebbles under the moonlight. "These will guide us home," he whispered to Gretel. The next morning, the stepmother led the children deep into the forest and left them there. But Hansel had been dropping pebbles along the way. As soon as the moon rose, the pebbles sparkled, showing the way back home. The children returned safely, but their stepmother was furious. The next day, she took them even deeper into the forest. This time, Hansel didn't have time to gather pebbles, so he used breadcrumbs from his small loaf of bread. Unfortunately, the birds ate the crumbs, leaving the children lost and alone. After wandering for hours, Hansel and Gretel stumbled upon a strange little house made entirely of candy, chocolate walls, gumdrop windows, and a roof of gingerbread. Starving and excited, they began nibbling on the delicious treats. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and out stepped an old woman with a kind smile. "Come in, my dears," she said sweetly. "There's plenty more food inside." But the old woman was a wicked witch. She locked Hansel in a cage to fatten him up and forced Gretel to do chores. "When Hansel is plump, I'll eat him," she cackled. Gretel pretended to obey, but was secretly planning their escape. When the witch told her to check the oven, Gretel said, "I don't know how. Can you show me?" As the witch leaned over, Gretel pushed her into the oven and slammed the door shut. The witch was gone, and the siblings were free. They searched the house and found treasure, gold coins, jewels, and more. Filling their pockets, Hansel and Gretel made their way home. Their father welcomed them back with tears of joy, for the stepmother had left. With the witch's treasure, the family was never hungry again, and they lived happily ever after. If you enjoyed this thrilling adventure, filled with bravery and cleverness, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us your favorite part. The end.